Is Tim Riley in?
He is out for the day. Did you want his voicemail?
Sure.
Okay, one moment. Hello, you've reached the desk of Sheriff Tim Riley. I'm unable to take your call right now, but if you leave your name, number, and a short message, I'll call you back as soon as I can. Thank you and have a great day. After the tone, please record your message. When finished, you may hang up to deliver the message or press pound for more options.
Hi, Tim. This is Kathy Tangen, and I've got two problems with some things that are going on in the Polk County Sheriff's Department. The first one is Darnielle has been charging me this $20 minimum processing fee when I've been getting records. And please show me in the Data Practices Act where you can charge a minimum fee. That is not what it says, and I believe I'm being stolen from. I'm being paid, charged these.
To replay, press 1. To append this recording, press 2. To erase and re-record, press 3. Please record after the tone. To end, press pound.
I'm being charged exorbitant fees that are not backed by the Data Practices Act. So I've already been taken from the first time. Now she's charging an enormous fee again for this $20 minimum processing fee. And in fact, the Glenwood Police Department is not charging this minimum processing fee. And the second thing is that I called a couple weeks ago and talked to Jackie in the dispatch, telling them that I had almost been hit by a maroon vehicle driven by two young people that looked like students, and they looked like they're heading out to the high school. She never called the police department. That call was never forwarded. Gilbert was never notified to be looking for this car and ID the person in it. And I have a real problem with that without being helped. And also the surveillance camera would have also identified that maroon car coming in at the time that I said. So those are two things I have problems with. Could you get back to me at 320-766-6757? Thank you. 4:22 p.m. December 13th, 2012.
Okay, stand right here.
Okay, it's December 20th, 2012 at 4:18 p.m. calling Tim Riley at 634-5411.
Polk County Sheriff's Office, this is Shannon.
Is Tim Riley in?
Maybe. Let me transfer you up there. Hello, you've reached the desk of Sheriff Tim Riley. I'm unable to take your call right now, but if you'd leave your name, number, and a short message, I'll call you back as soon as I can. Thank you and have a great day. After the tone, please record your message. When finished, you may hang up to deliver the message or press pound for more options.
Hi, Tim Riley. This is Kathy Tangen. It's been a week since I left a message, and I gave you some problems that I'm having with your office. And one of them is Jackie Kerwin, who I called in emergency when I was almost hit by a car on the Fairgrounds Road. She never transferred that call to the Glenwood City Police, and in fact an hour later she still hadn't. And maybe that's why you're not calling me back. Maybe there's such a problem in your office with all these things happening that Josh Owen doesn't have the dash cam video sound on, and Darnielle Winnemore is charging fees for data requests that she are not allowed on the Data Practices Act. So I'd like you to get back to me as soon as possible, and especially about this situation with Jackie Kerwin, and maybe possibly she did get a hold of Gilbert that day and found out that same day that it was Connor Dobert, Belvin Dobert's son, who almost could have killed me and himself and the passenger in his car, and maybe it was all swept under the rug. Whichever way it is, maybe that's why you don't want to call me back. Thank you. Remember, my number is 320-766-6757.
Okay.
Short. 4:23 p.m. December 20th. Hello?
Kathy?
Yep.
Hi, Tim Riley. Hey, sorry I haven't gotten back to you. I've been out sick, so I wasn't able to call you. And have you got a minute?
Were you out all week?
A couple days, yes. And today's Thursday, so I'm calling you back now.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to start with the Jackie thing. I have talked to her, and she gave that call to the deputy that was on, not Gilbert because he was at the school. She gave that call to a deputy as a red car. Now you're saying it was a maroon car, so I pulled the video, the audio, and from the phone recording, because at that time we still had it back that far. You used two different car colors. The Connor Dobert thing, this is the first time I've heard of Connor Dobert being involved. So what kind of car was that?
Talk to the police in Glenwood.
Okay, the police in Glenwood has all that information now.
Okay. Initially, when you called for, like you called from home, is that right?
I probably was in the house. I can't remember. I think it was on my cell phone though.
Okay. I thought for some reason it was a home phone. But anyway, you initially called, it was a red car. So that's what, I think it was Sorensen went looking for a red car and couldn't find it. But then at the end of your conversation, you said maroon car. So I think the PD officer was busy at the time, and since the car had gone out of town, that's why the deputy went looking for it. So, but where did you, obviously you found it, because like I said, this is the first time that I've heard of Connor Dobert, or did the police department figure that out?
No, it happened a week later, just about again, only this time I was behind him and saw him do the same exact thing and followed him all the way to school.
Oh, okay.
And so I've got a perfect ID. I had the license plate number, and then we brought it in and found out it was actually registered under Belvin's name, but obviously it was Connor Dobert driving to school.
Okay. Well, I can I'll check on that. I didn't know that.
And from what I have been told by my husband Neil, he went out there looking for the car with the descriptions that I gave, and there was absolutely nobody out there looking at all. And then he stopped by the police station in Glenwood, and they told him they had heard nothing about it yet, and it was an hour later.
Okay, well, I've taken care of that, and that's not going to happen again. Okay?
So you are admitting that she didn't get a hold of him.
I don't know for sure. Obviously, with you telling me, I'm not going to not believe you. Okay? I'm going to believe what you're telling me. And I've already made it clear that if there's any calls from anybody coming in for the police department, give them a call, period. I don't care if they're busy or not. Okay? And then as far as the data practice, the charging for the fees for the paperwork, I've got to look that up yet. I've got an answer back from the Sheriff's Association's attorney that we can charge based under a couple different statutes, and I haven't had time because I've been out of the office to look at that. I didn't change any of the fees that we charge from when Larson was sheriff. We've had the same fee list for 10, 12 years at least. In the third district, the other sheriffs in the region have just all the fees that are out there that we charge for. All the counties charge fees for this kind of thing.
Actually, they don't, because I've gotten data requests that I've given Alexandria and surrounding areas, and they're not charging your quote-unquote processing fee that you guys charge, which is totally out of the Data Practices Act. And the other thing is, when you're the subject of the data, it's exact costs. I mean, exact. Like, if you buy a bundle of DVDs for 20 bucks and there's 100 in there, I mean, it's the actual cost of what you're using.
Gilbert. Dash cam video.
I will take a look at it.
Okay, and I'm still very concerned about the dash cam video not having sound on it.
Yeah, there's not much I can do about that. I apologize for that.
It's his job to have it on.
That's just one of the things that happened, and it was unfortunate that it happened when it happened. And all I can do is apologize to you for that. I can't go back and get it reappeared.
By law, they have to have it on.
Okay.
Going to stay with the school.
All right. So I'll do some checking. I thank you for bringing the fee thing to light. I'll do some checking and see what I can come up with.
Well, and the other thing I wanted to tell you is I wanted the surveillance of the school that day, of the report, and of any of the sound or dash cam, whatever, when Gilbert stopped and talked to me in the parking lot, because he was very rude. I was pretty much being scrutinized and being treated poorly because I was trying to find the vehicle that he could have easily found, and maybe he even actually did find it the day and knew exactly everything that was going on, but wanted to brush it under the rug because he knew it was Connor Dolbert.
There's no brushing under the rug because of who it is. Period.
Well, I've spoken to Jim Kahn, and his exact words are professional courtesy. They actually contacted Connor's parents first instead of just going up and talking to him.
Who did? Oh, the police department did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they called it a professional courtesy, so yes, they were treating him different.
Well, I don't. But honestly, those words, professional courtesy, I don't believe in that. As far as the video for the school, you'll have to go through the school for that. That's school's video. That's the school's property. I can't give you any of that.
Okay, I have to do what?
You'll have to go through the school to get that. That's their video.
That's not what
If it's recorded even, I'm not sure if they record it. I would assume they do. I don't know.
Well, I think it's the sheriff's department that has to request that.
He said that the sheriff
I can ask them.
was in control of it.
Well, that Jim Kahn said that the sheriff's office was in control of that video out at the school.
The school, we can see it, but it's not ours. We can see it for safety issues if there's something going on in the school. But that's their video, their recordings. School has to release that.
So you can see it on your dispatching? Like, you can see it at the time, or?
No, there's so many cameras that we have access to. We don't have the school cameras up. If there's an issue, an emergency inside the building, say an issue of violence inside the building, we can pull the cameras up and find people on it. We can speed that. But the video, the recording has to come from the school. We don't have the school cameras up all the time. In fact, rarely ever do we have the school cameras on our monitors and dispatch.
Well, I can tell you Gilbert was quite snide, and his exact words, he knows all about it. And he acted like it was a big joke. And obviously, I'm sure that's because of his past experience that he's using on me. And so it's quite obvious to me that it would be real easy, if they're doing that already, that they would cover up if it was even Connor Dolbert, and they knew it was Connor Dolbert.
Yes, that dispatch.
I'm not going to argue with him.
Dispatch was charged with criminal misdemeanor for not dispatch.
And there is charges that can be put on: gross misdemeanor for dispatchers not relaying the reports that are being called in.
The call was given to a deputy.
Then why do I have firsthand report from Neil Tangen that he asked and nobody even knew about it? And that was an hour later.
When you called, I was actually just coming through dispatch. I heard Jackie tell the deputy about the call, and there was a red car, and he left the office to go look for it.
So then maybe it truly was a cover-up, that they all knew exactly it was Connor Dobert right away, and they just dropped the ball then.
No, I'm not going to argue with you on it, Kathy, okay? There's no cover-up.
Okay.
Your description was red car, and then after listening to it, it was maroon car, so there's discrepancy right there.
Well, red and maroon are pretty close and on the colors wheel.
Okay. You got anything else?
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I gotta see what time it is here. 4:33 p.m. Ending call, December 20th, 2012.
So what do you think?
So he pretty much admitted that something is wrong with Jackie Kerwin because he said that will never happen again.
Right,
So obviously, if he's saying it won't ever happen again, it was something bad.
right. Something bad that she wasn't supposed to be doing and something that she'd be charged with.
And I've got firsthand witness, my husband, being told that nobody knew about it at the Glenwood Police Department
Yep.
until he called.
And why would she talk to a deputy instead of the police? Because it happened in town.
Exactly.
See? So the story doesn't match. And then if they use the same fee schedule for years, then why didn't they give us one the day we asked for it?
Yeah.
Because they didn't give us one. They gave us a guide, not a schedule.
He didn't say anything about Gilbert's attitude.
Well, probably the more important thing is how come he didn't... The thing is, he has to have sound on his cars. He can't run around with no battery.
Yeah. That's Josh Owen.
Yeah, that's Josh Owen. See, that's the reality of the situation.
And he apologized for that. So that's another thing they did wrong.
Yep, there you go.
So why are they apologizing if they didn't do anything wrong?
Exactly. He speaks with a forked tongue.
And professional courtesy has been already documented that they used for Belvin Dobert's behalf.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't they be covering it all up from day one?
Well,
And why doesn't he want to argue about it?
well, because there's nothing to argue about.
Because that's the fact.
Because, right, he's the one who's arguing. You're the one stating facts.
And now he's bringing up some new statutes that are beyond and above the Data Practices Act.
Well, until he produces them, it's just another fairy tale. Because we have all the statutes. Your husband's researched it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.